let's talk about Manchester United. What have you made of this season so far?
It's a disaster. It's not a great season. I think Amorim know that. I had a meeting with him, and he's not happy. But I love his humility. You know, he admits things. Like, you remember what happened with Rashford. He said, guys, I couldn't get the best out of Rashford. Emery do it. So I love his honesty. And, you know, he was like, I said, welcome to our club. He said, no, Patrice, I'm in your club. Like, spend more time with us because, you know, I want to really to succeed. So I love the personality. But, of course, the results are really bad this season. We got, I would say, a last chance to win the Europa League, but it's against Tottenham. They beat us in, I think, 3 times this year. So it won't be an easy game. But even if we won, I know inside Amorim and the player, you know, United, you got the DNA to win trophy. But we won't call it like we had an amazing season. We will say, like, if we won, we saved what it was about to be saved this year. So this is the last chance. Good luck, you know. Like I say, history never die. That's why I'm confident, because we know to win trophy. You know, some team, they play well all the year, and at the end, they end up trophyless. So I'm confident, but it's going to be tough.
Do you think United can then save their season if they win the Europa League? Because we know there's around 100 million up for grabs, and that place in the Champions League, despite the fact United probably aren't in a position to win it right now, but that could prove absolutely vital when it comes to this summer, potentially attracting players again as well.
Definitely. I think every club now, you know, if you want to attract them, you need to be playing in the Champions League, and especially a club like Man United. So it's definitely the biggest game for Amorim and his player this season. You know, I don't like to say we get that chance, because also don't forget, they work hard also to be in Europa League. I know in the league it's not great, but also it means like they make the effort in the cup. And maybe, you know, when you see the season was over, you have to focus on something can save the season, and it's the Europa League. And I see some comment, people were like, oh, it's possible 2 teams, you know, I will say like 17 or whatever, and Tottenham are going to play and going to be qualified for the Champions League. But nobody was watching the Europa League before. That we had this, I will say, these things where we can qualify for the Champions League. So I don't understand why people are jealous and criticize, because we're watching the Europa League because of that. So good luck for both teams, but come on, United.
It's been a roller coaster watching United in the Europa League this season, not to mention the second leg against Lyon, where it felt like it was all over, but United now have the opportunity to do something special.
It's United, like you say. What a great game. What a great game. And that's why United can have a tough season, and even with Ten Hag, but we still win trophy. And it's no many team can do that, you know. So that's why now this is the biggest chance, the biggest opportunity. Please, guys, make it happen, because this will put like in the right direction the club for the next year, because also Amorim is just his first year. So make sure he's win a trophy for this year, but also he get qualified for the Champions League.
Have you seen enough from Ruben Amorim in terms of the small improvements he's made? Clearly he's trying to implement a whole new system at United, that this will be a success. I think all realistic Manchester United fans know that this will be a long process to get the team back to when you were at Manchester United.
No, but exactly. But it's a process. It's a process. And, you know, it's his first year. I see a lot of improvement, discipline. I mean, like, the player don't want to run, or doesn't want to, like, you know, die for the badge. He won't play for Man United. And he bring like few players, but they need to adapt. We always give, like, even myself and Vidic, when we arrived, we had 6 months to adapt. So next year, it won't be an excuse, but it will be good if we play the Champions League for next year, because he's going to attract more players. Maybe the player he wanted from the beginning of the season, he couldn't get them. So this is a crucial moment, I think, for the history of the club, because we need to start now. And losing the Europa League, not playing the Champions League, will be tough. And maybe we will be focused on the league, trying to win the league again. But, you know, I'm not living in a dream. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's focus just on the final.
Just looking ahead briefly to next season, what do you think Amorim should realistically be looking at? Is it now a top 10 finish, or next season do United need to be qualifying for Europe, whether it's top 7, top 8?
It's tough. I think what he's looking for next season is to have a competitive team. You know, we need more defender. We need a proper striker. Maybe some midfield to support Bruno, because I heard in Saudi, you know, they offer a lot of money to get Bruno. I think it will be a mistake to let him go. People talk about his age, 30. No, he's the most important player in the team. I think if Bruno wasn't there, maybe we wouldn't be even in the final of the Europa League. So it's
Or potentially relegated from the Premier League,
yeah,
maybe.
you know, I'm not afraid and ashamed to say that. This could have been possible. But now we are in this final. Make sure next year, you know, we get the right player to be competitive, because we have to forget this season.
Leny Yoro is a player who took some time to adapt, like you did at
Yes.
Manchester United, but probably put in his best performance against Athletic Club on
Yes.
Thursday. Let's hope the injury he picked up on Sunday isn't too much of a concern, but how impressive have you been by the way he's taken to being at a club like Manchester United?
You know, I think Leny have not other choice to succeed, because French player, they succeed at United. I remember when I win my first Premier League, I was with the French flag, and it was the picture of Eric Cantona, the king. And when I saw him, I say, thank you for opening the door to all the French players. He said, Patrice, thank you, because I think like that door, you smash it. So this was one of the biggest compliments. But yeah, you have is a history with the French player playing for Man United. But like I say, he's young, he's got a lot of quality, he needs to adapt. At the beginning, you know, it's normal, he will make some mistake. Now he played an amazing game against Atletico, but he needs to keep going. I hope he's going to be ready for the final, play another amazing game, and of course, get his hand of his first trophy, because that's what it's all about. I remember even my first difficult 6 months. After 3 months with Man United, I won my first trophy, the Carling Cup in Cardiff. And I remember I get in the bus, and I was to the boss Ferguson. Oh, it's so easy to play for Man United. After 3 months, you already get a trophy. So that's what I wish for Leny.
And you've beaten Tottenham in a final as well. That happened in 2009. Tottenham have waited a long time to win a trophy. Manchester United, despite the fact they've had a difficult few seasons, they have won trophies in the past 2 years. So in terms of that game itself, despite the fact United have lost 3 times to Spurs this season, that experience of being in finals, winning finals so recently, could that be an important factor?
It's an important factor. Let's be realistic. United used to be in the final, and it is no excuse, like I say, because I don't know how to explain it. And I lost, I think, 2 finals of Champions League with Man United against Barcelona, but we're ready. We're normally ready to win trophy, and the fans, the ex-legend player, we know that. That's why we're going to be behind them, and we won't be surprised if we win, because that's our duty. That's when you sign for Man United. It's all about winning trophy. Of course, it's with the style of play. The style of play is not ready yet, but at least get your hand in the trophy.